This session is continuation to our previous session, which we are talking about Sqoop. Presently, we are in Sqoop import. Today, we will continue and try to see few more tasks by using Sqoop. Okay. So this series will be there next to maybe 2 to 3 weeks, so that we'll try to finish it in all the way, so that once we complete all this task or sessions on Sqoop, definitely you're able to do import and exports, and also when we are trying to execute a demo project, right? So there it will help a lot. Okay, so hope you are able to see my screen now. So guys, I don't know how many of you are joined today only, but it's fine. So far we covered these topics. Like first session we covered 3 topics, and the other session we covered almost 5 topics. Total 8 topics we covered so far. If you see, I just cleared. I mentioned clearly completed. Okay. So in this session, right? In this session, the rest of the topics like for the day. Okay. So almost 6 topics. We'll try to finish it, and we'll go other topic in next session. All right. Okay. So you might aware all some concept from this lesson, but please try to be patient so that rest can able to understand. Okay. So for the guys who already have a knowledge, so this may be refreshment. You can feel like that. For rest of the people, you can concentrate more. All right. So right, when we import a data, right, from RDBMS to Hadoop system, generally by default we will load the data as a text file format. That is a Sqoop default. And but some cases, like in based on the project requirement, sometimes we may try to import the data in specific formats. Okay, so as per my knowledge, the Sqoop is support these 4 formats like text file, sequence, and avro and parquet. I didn't see any communication or statements regarding other file formats, but yeah, first of all, we'll try to focus on these 4 formats in this session. Okay, and then we will also see how to compress the data while doing data migration from RDBMS to Hadoop. That also we'll try to see. Okay, finally today I will try to cover how to run a specific or filtered data. Okay, if we need like we want to join 2 tables at source side itself while taking data to Hadoop. Okay, in that case, what we supposed to write the filter conditions, okay, like where conditions and all. So how we will do on the go, that will also we will try to cover. Okay? So yes, today's agenda is that. Okay, hope it is clear for you, right? If it is okay, then I will move forward and try to explain one by one. Clear, right? Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. I have already opened my Cloudera. So this is my Cloudera, and we can now open a new tab. Okay. So that we'll try to practice Sqoop commands here. Or I already told you, I have already installed Putty in my mission, and we can also connect this cluster by using this terminal. Okay, simply open the Putty, and we can connect by using IP address, this IP address. Okay, I already informed, or I already explained this how to connect Putty in my previous sessions. If you don't know, then you can just go through your playlist, go through our playlist in our YouTube videos. Okay, so here also we can execute our queries, Sqoop commands, or simultaneously. Here also we can do it. Okay, we can do both if required, or else we'll continue one editor. All right. Okay, so let me take up the first topic. Like I think, see, this is a text file, right? So text file, if you provide especially text file, now of course it is text file. If you don't provide, by default Sqoop will run this mode only. Okay, this text file mode only, right? So let me go to that statement. Yeah, from here we will cover today. So see this. Delimited text file is text is the default import format. Okay, and fields terminated by comma. Okay, those are the default one. If you need other than that, you have to explicitly provide. If you need a pipe separated file, you have to provide fields terminated hyphen fields terminated pipe symbol. Okay, something like that. So here, for a clarity purpose, let's execute this command. Okay, up to this it is clear, right? Because this and all we know. Okay, so we already practiced these commands. Here is only this is the new statement that is as text file. Okay, and this command is used to delete the target directory before writing this data into this path. Okay, so anyway, let me run in front of you so that you will get a more clarity. So, and guys, I already told you sometimes my system will get stuck because of a huge memory consumption by Cloudera. So be patient on that. Okay. So yeah, and if you observe, right, other formats like avro, sequence, and parquet, there's no much difference in syntax. I will show you going forward. Okay. So just take it paste and run it. Okay. So here, if you see, we do not have any folders, right? This is the user data. Okay, this is the user data. We given orders underscore text. This folder should supposed to create once after completion of our job, right? And data should load. Correct. So the job is running. Okay, job is running, and I didn't given any mappers over here. So by default, it will take 4 mappers and will create 4 part files as a text file format. Okay, see here, this line only changes. Okay, only this line. If you see, as sequence file. Okay, the sequence file is nothing but a binary format. Okay, you cannot read the data properly. Okay, when you use sequence file. So again, when to use, how to use, what to use, and all completely project specific. And now the topic we are not discussing because file formats. I think I already created some video what exactly the difference between these type of files and where we have to use. So if you want that information, you can go through the video from our playlist. If not, you can also search in YouTube or Google. You come to know what exactly these formats and how many formats are there and what are the famous one and what are the difference between each. Okay, when to use what. Those kind of information very important because in interview, right, definitely people will ask you the moment you explain the project, and they may ask you a question like when you are using a parquet, why using parquet? When you are using avro, why you are using avro? Okay, so these kind of question definitely expected after immediately after completing your project explanation. Okay, you should be ready and able to explain, um, support your answer. Okay, by giving technical differences. Okay, so be careful. This is a bit important topic in interview. So we should focus and get a thorough knowledge on file formats. Okay, and its usages. Right. So sequence file format. If you see only one difference. Okay, because I am going to execute these commands parallelly to save some time in other windows so that we'll try to wind up as early as possible, or we may have some time to discuss few other topics today. All right, so see here, syntax is almost same, but there is a small difference in the text. Avro data file data came extra here, but rest other files formats we don't see any data in between. Okay, sequence file, text file, parquet file. See here, parquet file. So all are same, but only this avro data file is a little different as to write some text. Okay, this is predefined. Okay, the Sqoop itself is developed such kind of scenarios, so we no need to discuss much about it. We have to follow the syntax. All right, guys. Let me open. Yeah, it's completing soon. So it's completed. See, we have a 68,000 records, and the size is 2.8 MB, and it took almost 2 minutes. Okay. Put it, and we can go back and check it. Just refresh it. You see, orders underscore text is there. Now it created, and see, 4 files got created. All right. If you want to see, you can check here also, like this. Let me run simultaneously. We saw text file. Now we will see sequence file. Okay, let me open. It is taking some time. Generally, it won't take this much time because it's because of our less resources, so it is taking some time. Okay, it's got completed, and can open, go to data. Okay, in real time, right, when we use this kind of clusters or Cloudera, it will be faster. Okay, since we are installed in a single machine and with the limited resources, so definitely it will behave like this. Okay, but I mean, same thing won't be happen in real time project developments. But so the sequence file is also created, but it is in binary format. We may not see proper data, like we cannot read properly, like a text file. Okay, so see this. This is the binary data. Okay. Anyway, let it be, and
Like I said, I have installed, but not regularly using it. I don't
okay.
know if I will face the same problem if I
Okay,
start
no
using
problem. I'm just checking with others as well.
it. Okay.
Anyway, guys, yeah, somebody.
Actually, I'm using HTTP runs a plan to move the SSD.
Your voice is not clear. I don't know which talking.
Actually, in my machine also it's taking little time because it's 8 GB RAM. It is okay only. The speed is okay only, but sometimes it is when we are running multiple, application like Jam or Eclipse and Cloud, everything all together, it is taking
Yeah.
time. So thought of checking it. I checked with my friends. They're telling that we can move to SSD. When we move that OS into SSD, it will be little faster, like a flash memory, it will be little faster. So that is the plan.
Okay.
After that, we're planning to change to SSD. Then need to check.
Yeah, you're correct. Since we are, you're talking about SSD, right?
Correct, SSD. Yes.
Of course, those should be faster because if the OS is on SSD, definitely you will see the difference. Yeah, correct. But this is not
Older
SSD.
laptop, so I don't want to buy new
Yeah.
laptop now, so I have to go for SSD.
Yeah, I
So
think
that
I had to replace myself also with that SSD so that we may see the better performance. So this avro, I'm running it. So it will create avro directory, and I will check it if we can able to run one more, that is parquet. See, sometimes, right, if you won't see when you are running the statement, sometimes you may see failed due to some libraries or jar files miss in that location. So for us, it's not asking me, but if your system is asking to uh, is showing some text files are missing or some jar files are missing when you are importing data from to avro, then you have to use specifically this one. Okay, somewhere I read it and I incorporated here, but as of now we are not using because this single statement is sufficient to load data in avro file format. Okay, so it's only for your information purpose. And finally, today we are going to discuss parquet. Let me take the parquet and run it in a different version, different editor. Okay. So guys, I'm giving the delete target directory. See, it's not mandatory that you have to give, only when if you want to clear all the existing data in the target directory, then do the load the fresh data. That time only you have to use the delete target directory. But in append case or in real time, you should be careful when we are using delete target directory. Since this is only practicing purpose, uh, we are using here. Okay, please try to know that. Okay, the Sqoop is very simple. I think by going through this video, you come to know Sqoop is very simple, but at the same time, we should be practice on it. Okay, you may expect some questions in interview uh, regarding Sqoop also. Okay. Okay. All right. So the similar way, if we want data in compression mode, okay. So let us say we are using the text file, right? By default, if you are not mentioning anything, it will create as a text file. But the text file, if you see, just now we observed 2.6 MB, correct? So, but if we need data text file only, but in compression mode, then what we need it, what we have to do. So we have a pre-built function which is available in Sqoop. We can just incorporate only one line extra, then write compress. Okay. If we execute the same, then we can easily differentiate between these two, like normal import and Sqoop import. I mean, normal import and then the compression. Okay, we will see shortly that also, so that you will get a practical vision on that. Okay, so that is one. And coming to this is very important because generally we will use this kind of statements in our real-time imports. Okay, so you're right. If we do not have any such option to filter out the data before taking that into Hadoop, unnecessarily we're supposed to take the whole data into Hadoop, then there we have to do some data filtration activities, right? That is a costly operation again and time consuming, correct? So what if we have a provision to filter out only uh, desired outputs or desired data? So see this, our SQL statement directly we can use inside the Sqoop query. We can write it a query, hyphen query, and then directly write this condition. Okay, this statement. So this is a dollar condition is a parameter. The Sqoop itself decided that we have to give this condition whenever we use where. Okay, so that's what I read. So I want to try to share with you. So we will practice this also, so that we'll get only filtered records whatever we expected. Okay, so let me open it. Okay, still taking some time. Okay, this might be completed. Okay, this is first one. I think this is avro, right? It's completed. Now the parquet is running. We'll just refresh it. We will see whether the avro file got generated or not. So it should generate. That's right. So, but here, if you observe clearly the difference between this statement and this statement, here we mentioned RetelDB is a database and table name is orders, right? But RetelDB remains same, but here I didn't included table statement. Why? Because we are already providing table name here, right? See here, orders. The table name we already provided in our custom query, so that this step is not required. That is one. The second one is there is a syntax we should follow. We have to give split by. split by clause and key column name. Okay, so this condition should incorporate in our query to run the custom SQL queries in Sqoop. Here we need to change only these parameters, but rest all predefined. Right, guys? So see here, parquet just now created, might be still running, at completed. Still running, but the folder got already created. We will see the whole data of parquet in seconds. Okay. Avro completed, right? Let me open Avro file. See, when you are installing Cloudera, there we have an option to give the number of cores. Okay, to give the number of cores. So that means when you provide 2 cores, then 2 threads only will work. Okay, so if you try to run more than that, then it will it may not run or may take it as a queue. Okay? So be careful when you are running multiple queries, or if you are having only less cores, running more than that cores, then definitely that may be the problem. Okay, so avro, see .avro file formats, there's no chance to read the data, and go back. I think by this time parquet has completed. So let's see here, parquet. Parquet. Okay, so I hope you cleared about the file formats, and let me run this query for compression. Okay, let me run this query. This is running, and simultaneously I want to run this as well. Sqoop import is a custom query. Okay, so we are trying to query few records. See here, I think I already opened. See, this table is having this orders table is having records like this: complete processing, or other suspected fraud, pending payment. Okay, so these kind of records are there, right? This column is order status column. Okay, so now what I did, I just written this query: select count of star from this table where status is equal to processing. So out of 16,000, almost 8,000 plus are in processing state. All right, so we'll try to pull whole records and cross verify whether we get only 8,275 or not by using Sqoop. Okay, that condition we'll try to check it. Now query is already running. This query, if you remember, see here, this code is almost same, right? Okay, here we are trying to pull all the data, not only count, but there we just checked only count. Okay, so okay, let it be. It is taking a little time to up. Something errors, or it's only information. It's only warning messages. Anyway, we'll wait some time. Yes, we have 6 minutes left. I'm open for questions. Meanwhile, it will run. Okay, I will show you the output also as we discussed. So if you have any questions, please try to ask anything. Okay, I will try to answer. Did you remember when we load data as a text file. So we saw 2.6 MB, right? For I think 68,000, right? Yeah, 68,000 records. We saw around 2.6 MB, correct? So since we are running this compress on that, then we will check what may be the total file size, in compression mode versus normal mode. Okay, that we will see here directly. Okay, so this is also running. Nice computer. See, the same number of records for just 460 KB. Earlier it was 2.6 MB. Okay, now it is at 460 only. Okay, we can go here. Can go here and also verify each file. Like see here, this is the text, right? If you open text, running on. Okay, we'll show you the text file. What are the data size, and then we will go to this compress folder and see the compression, whether it's really doing compression or not on the go. Okay, those kind of validation we can check it. This is each file is 724 or 730 approximately, right? So if you go this folder 1.4 2.8 MB, these are the 2.8 MB. But when we go to compressed folder, then you will see very less size. Okay, this job is also completed. See here, we retrieved 8275. Okay, against 8275. That means our query is working fine. Correct? You guys, let me compress. We have only 1 minute left, guys. See here, we didn't deleted this folder, right? That is the reason we are seeing 2, but generally it will create only 1. Okay, so we will check it why these 2 got created. But yeah, these are the very less size. Okay, and go to what is the final one we are talking about? Oh God, see here. Actually, we given same path, right, for both. So that is the reason we are seeing both here. Since both ran simultaneously, so we are seeing the both files. Okay, so yeah, that's it for today. So we'll cover more topics in our upcoming session and try to finish it all Sqoop tutorial within maximum 2 to 3 sessions. That's it.